Hi there, it's me, Gamer Taro here. I'm recapping Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, Season 1, Episode 35, learning about London. Following the sacrifice of Meowstar at the Woog ship, everyone holds a meeting in the UTS at the second floor, where Yuna wants to know why Meowstar stole the fusion card and switch sides to the Loog. Also, why people who get frozen whenever they look into the box in the fusion. Mister took is now missing alongside her deck, as if it was revealed to be created as a trump card against the Loog. Asaka demands London to explain why he made contact with the Loog beforehand with Tab and Emmy. And Graves skull at him. Yumu asks London why he asked UTS to look for Yuna, and if he already knew what at the spaceship lied beneath the UTS building and planned to steal it, forcing Emmy and Graves to scowl at London again. But the boy yawns while stretching and bobs his head side to side, much to their dismay. Nina slams her hands on the desk, irritatedly asking him what's the deal as she orders him to answer them, and London replies that it was because that Meowstar's plan as he tried to help, which Maddox calls him a liar, admitting that he was always with Meowstar, yet he never heard a word. London asks what he knows about Meowstar, opening one eye, but Maddox has no choice but to take him to the secondary and refuses to let him run free, although he doesn't care about it while agreeing to go to secrecy headquarters, especially deciding that Graves will be his guard since he's gotten too rusty. The three men leave, the door closes. Yuna explains that she tolerated London since he was Robian's cousin, but he sure was a good for nothing. Yuhi suggests that they can leave London to Maddox, and encourage everyone to be prepared to rush duel tomorrow. Udius adds the frightening one in his box that can turn anyone to ice, and Yumu believes they can unlock the secret of the box. They could save Earth and everyone else who's been frozen. He suggests reading Mr. Space again, thinking there'll be something there that will help them, as he shows everyone else all the Mr. Space manga. Emmy's aggression help them, shows everyone who's a space. Emmy suggests after she will read it too, although Yuna cries she can't do anything. She must act for Robian. At the Musuba Heavy Machinery, Asaka orders Yuna to go to the Musuba Zoo because elephants have giant trunks for noses. Though Yuna means to make more fusion cards, and elephant size increased in production. To Asaka's confusion, so Yuna explains that in order to beat the Loog, they need strong cards. An order from Gaha Ventures president Yuna Goha, and also demands Asaka to use all of her captivity to increase the production at her Musuba manufacturing plant. Asaka refuses because the fusion card made last time was a special exception to fight through, and the process creating card is extremely complex and not easy to replicate. Yuna declares that she, the president of Gaha Adventures LLC, is asking Asaka to do so, and Asaka in return proclaims that she, president and CEO of the giant Musuba Heavy Machinery Corporation, refuses. Yuna decides to do it herself since she has no other choice, while begging Asaka to teach her how to make cards. At the Musaba manufacturing plant, Yuna presses the blue button and cranks the brown switch, causing the steam to blow out. Yuna then checks the pressure in the green, and the temperature is good. Everything is all good. The steam blows out again as Yuna takes off her mask and drinks an orange juice. Her orange juice. She thinks she can manage something, but Asaka cuts her off, telling her it's not fine because she's missing a layer of molecular coating. Yuna pulls the layer to apply the molecular coating. After that, Asaka orders her to output it. Yuna presses a green button that lights up the 9 squares, and the pressure pushes on down, shimming up the machine while creating the card in the process. 3 square lights up with a green color. Asaka points out that the output is at 92%. All 9 squares have completely turned green, and Yuna declares that it's 100% and all green. The pressure lifts up, completing the card's creation. You gasp that she did it, but the newly created card disintegrates into ash, much to her dismay. Asaka notes the high temperature at the time of the malfunction caused its molecular structure to collapse. Yuna decides to do it one more time. She doesn't give up, completely stating that she will keep going until she does it. Asaka chuckles a bit, and Yuna asks her why is she laughing. Asaka says she's just surprised the fact that Yuna is working herself to death. She wonders what he'll say if he sees her like this. Yuna believes Asaka means him. He went missing again, asking where did he decide to wander off at a time like this. At a boiled bagel, Requiem, Tenza is putting octopus balls on sticks before hearing someone come in. She welcomes the customer and reminds him that if she's here for the campaign, they only have 2 curry breads left. 3 would be perfect, but with their bread, 2 should be fine. He notices a boy with spiky hair wearing a futuristic suit and holding a helmet, realizing who it is. And back at the idiot's building, Yuhi gasps that he still reads one of his mistress manga. Yumi asks him if he found something, and Yuhi still laughs at how funny the punchlines are in the manga, thus calling it a masterpiece. Oyas and Yuhi laugh. Yumu warns them that if they don't take this seriously, they will be demoted. They will be demoted. Yuya stops laughing and apologizes. The 3 and protagonists hear a knock on the door. It is the other UTS members bringing them a break of food. Yumi admits that it looks good. Yuya points out that those are his favorites. Odo twins and UTS give the other members a thumbs up, calling UTS. Back in the Musaba heavy machinery, Yuna drinks her juice, puts her mask back on, and does the same routine from before. Maddox has many heaters, including a tea kettle and fire. Robian and Minister Graves is sleeping in the hallways. London yells in the office. London sees the skyfish through the ceiling lamp, asking it if one of them was frozen by the Luke, while dubbing him Mr. Informant. Wants revenge to find out what's in the box, because Cassidy's got a little idea. The skyfish turned from into the sky, who claims he will listen to what London has to say. At the hallways, Graves is still sleeping. The 3 skyfish appear out of the door inside the office. Maddox gasps that London got away. Graves can't believe London escaped without him provoking his fighting spirit, as he calls him a terrifying man. Emmy scolds him for failing at being a lookout, causing him to transform back into a dog. Malcolm wonders where London could have gone. He discovers a cassette tape on the desk and opens it. Presses the button on it, and it plays London's voice message. So the others listen to London's message on the cassette tape, which says that he will be having a rush duel with the Lug. Much to everyone's horror, London's message also says he made a promise with Millistar, rules that the first Earthling that Millistar ever met when she arrived was none other than him. London Cassidy, everyone gasps, "What?" And Monarch explains its purpose. At Christmas time in Mesopotamia, Robian holds a concert at Mustafa Heavy Machinery. Wanda applauds, praising his cousin for making a great Christmas concert. Robian tells him to thank the rice crackers, but London writes her to excuse him for a moment like sweets. Robian wonders if it's not hyena time to go home. And London explains that he's got a packed Christmas. The ever popular Cassidy is getting pulled everywhere like an octopus. From 5, he has a zombie party with Kite from the class next door. 6 p.m. a rock party with the guitar club. 7 p.m. a party with his princess and from the London band club, where he thinks it will be cold, so to stay warm like a hippopotamus. Warner grabs his orange coat, telling Robian that her sentiment is alone is enough to warm his heart. Outside, London walks through the snowy weather, thinking that his cousin Robian, skilled with instruments and a great whatever she does, made a world of her own. In contrast, he's just cheerful and popular, and there's nothing else. He's just an empty void of a hottie. After buying a strawberry cake from the bakery, London sits at the beach and shivers. On the bench and shivers, meaning it's really cold in his heart, and wonders if it's out there somewhere, something only he can do. Then Minister falls out of the sky and lands on her paws right on his face, making him fall over the bench. Minister sits on one and realizing how dangerous it was. One is shocked to hear the cat talk. After feeding her piece of strawberry cake, one guesses that she is not an alien cat. Minister explains that she is just a vessel, while also revealing that the real her is the most beautiful girl on Narushi, a galaxy far, far away and very pretty. One asks her why she came to Earth. From there, the minister thinks one and admits that the cake was pretty good. She hops out on the bench as one wonders where she's going. Minister informs him that she is going to defeat the great king of terror and rescue everyone on Naikushioshi. She explains that everyone on her home planet perished as they were frozen over thanks to the great king of terror. She turned into this cat form and somehow escaped here. But only she is the one who can save them. Muser bids farewell to London and leaves, while for London to hear his words from earlier and call out to Muser. He volunteers to help her and claim that he found it. And claims that he found it. Something only he can do. Muser asks him what he can do. And London has an idea. He should start a news TV all about alien discoveries. One assures Muser that he can gather information on aliens that she'll need. He narrates that he ventured into the world of TV to gather information and become Emmy's manager. Emmy is shocked to learn that London used her. Gribbs wondered if London was also a man with a destiny that weighed heavily. Only for Emmy to stop her foot her stomp her in anger, startling him. London continues his story. He found a town with plenty of aliens working around in an organization known as the Secrecy that polices them. While Meowstar enlisted in the Secrecy, became a Ran's buddy. He met Tab, who helped him learn the secrets of Musaba Town, along the existence of the spaceship beneath UTS. That's when he thought he finally had a chance to get close to the Lug, but they were the only ones they needed to face danger. With that in mind, he decided not to take Meowstar, but he really didn't get the true horror of the Lug. That's why Meowstar tried to become one of the Lug's henchmen to get that box. After the gang arrives at the Lug spaceship, they see one doing the Lug with the Lug, who thinks that the box is the source of all this terror, and no one else shall be frozen over and over again. One requires that it's time to go as he fulfills Meowstar's promise. As his turn, he tributes to Archangel Sonic Guardians, chanting, "Pump up the bass, put up the trouble in the terrible put, because here comes a monster that taps the charts. The Sonic Sensation, Archangel Mental Position." Luke sets a card before Yuhi asks London why he is doing the Lug. Emmy demands to come here for a moment. The Luke says London came out of here of nowhere, and he has Roy surprised. London informs the gang that this isn't part of the Friendship Rush duel tournament. It's just a duel between him and the Lug. He sends Inquisitor to the graveyard to use the effect of Archangel Mental Position. Chooses one face-up down monster on the Lug's field and switches the face defense. Odo twins and Elias realize the card as Dragius, the monster that hurt Lovian and the Lug, and the Lug's ace monster. One explains that the chosen monster's original attack is dealt as damage to the Lug and tells him to taste the blade of reversal. The Lug is attacked by sound waves as his life points is reduced to 1,000. Monaco explains that a Blade of Reveal is a face-down card that can turn the tide and termine the outcome of a duel. It notes when flipped and once face-down card face-up, their strategy becomes obvious. Udius and Graves roars that London's victory can be assured, and he can do it. He cheers on London to beat the Lug, leading London to tell her that was his aim anyway. He took out his hand containing Percy, as he thinks that if mental position gains piercing, it's his win. The Lug explains when Dragus is flipped up face up, he can activate the trap card, the Burn. He chooses London's mental position and destroys it. Then he deals the destroyed attack of the mental position to him as damage. London is shocked to discover that the Lug has such a card set right before mental position explodes, reducing him to zero life points. Emmy calls out London's name in worry, and London laments he couldn't do it. Lug brings him the box, telling him to look at it to cheer him up. Before London opens the box, Udius and the Odo twins tell him to stop. London apologizes to ETS for not giving them their completion bonus for a job well done. He also apologizes to Emmy for leaving while she was ultra busy and tells Maddox he really was a perfect partner for Meowstar. This was London's real goal. It was something only he could do. London opens the box, and we calls out for him to open it. London winks and claims that uncovering the secret of the box is the real Blade of Reversal. Before taking the entire box off, declaring Reverse Edge. Enemy screams his name. London's whole body starts to freeze while lamenting that he definitely saw what was in the box. The skyfish with eyes glowing yellow inside his coat claimed they saw it too. London opens his jacket, letting the skyfish loose as he weaves into the Yuhi. And Yumi realized that the fishes are informant. One of the skyfish claims it was for their pride as the informant, and for belly button number 81, who was frozen, and the information was entrusted to them. Sky assures London they will make him to deliver it to everyone. London tells Sky it's up to him before Sky can reveal what was inside the box. Several skyfish get frozen, and Maddox catches the remaining one. Skyfish says their plan worked by having some of them look inside the box, but to tell them all about it. Yuhi and you realize what the plan is. If the skyfish didn't look in the box, they wouldn't get frozen. Skyfish also reveals that's why London hid them under his coat. Upon seeing London completely frozen, Emmy and Graves are grieving, realizing he was a great warrior after all. Maddox asks the skyfish what was in the box. Skyfish reveals it was a manuscript of a manga inside the box. You just, as the pieces together, the manuscript of the manga is for Mr. Space. Everyone is horrified to find out that there was a super uninteresting manuscript, uninteresting manuscript of a manga inside the box, especially the Woog, who is stunned. Please subscribe. Help reach 1,000 plus subscribers. Watch the videos fully helps increase the watch hours of Borderlands Plus. And help fund the channel by donating monthly on the Patreon page at $8 a month with 4+ posts per month, or $3 per post. Or one-time donation on the Ko-Fi page. Have a blessed day. See you all next video visit. Bye for now. Bye.